This week, we're going to be doing something I have never done before. I'm going to be intentionally playing a damage dealing spec and only doing low mythic plus keys. Now in season 1, I did something similar where I went on my holy pally just to kind of like observe other tanks, tried to only invite people who were actually qualified for the keys, and we did have some hilarity. But I realized as the healer, I still had a great influence on the key. So now we're going to do it as what I believe to be like the most hands-off spec that's ever been in the video game, and that's Augmentation Evoker. But the clip that I'm going to show you today, this is the thing we're chasing. Like, I've been sitting on this clip for a while because to me, this is like the quintessential low-key behavior. And this is the kind of stuff that I can't wait to try to find and hopefully document for you guys. There's so much hilarity out there, especially at the lower key level. It just depends on where and how we want to approach it. But stay tuned because, man, there's going to be some good clips upcoming. I really hope so. We're going to be starting on that this week. But let's take a look at this clip here. I mean, just literally 0 seconds into the clip, we already have like my favorite thing I've seen. This guy's got some kind of like macro or something like that. Like it's him too. He's talking about Deuce Savis is a lazy piece of shit and has received a summon from Dreadblade. And then it says Deuce Savis is so shit and has accepted the summon. I see people with this weird shit all the time where they have like dumb eating macros or yeah, even sometimes like summoning macros. I have no idea why you would ever actually do this, but like I'm telling you right now, like the psychology of pugging is far too fragile for this type of macro. So just go ahead and get rid of this immediately. But now the key is actually going to start. Now, before anybody comments on it, I just want to get ahead of these comments. Like, this was actually recorded before Augmentation Evoker was a thing. So yeah, the guy's playing Devastation. And yeah, first death of the dungeon. Not a great start there. Solid 20 seconds into the dungeon. We already have one death. Really aggressive pull out of the gate here, though. I really like the tank strategy here. I mean, the guy's bashing himself for needing a summon and then, you know, just getting right after it. I mean, it is fortified. I get it, man. Here we go. Let's take this super cautiously. This trash actually like ripe with hilarity, though. Like this Death Knight has now died twice this already. And watch what's about to happen here. Rage Storm, 3, 2, 1. Death Knight getting slaughtered. Like, I don't know how he doesn't die there. He's just standing in it. Like literally every time, every single tick of that spell hits that Death Knight. Okay, this is the next pull here. We got the single worst crush. He actually moves out of it this time. Hey, what a surprise. When there's only one mechanic, it's a lot easier to see it. A little bit more aggressive here, though. Here comes that Rage Storm. Here we go. Let's see what happens with the Rage Storm this time. Yeah, like, look, you can actually, like, see his character. He's playing Frost. You can see, like, the Remorseless Winter spell right there. Not even trying to move out of it. Like, just straight up bathing in it. But surely this time, I mean, we got another Rage Storm coming up, right? It's happening right now. Yeah, there's no way this guy's dying to it again, right? Like, there's just no possibility of that. Oh, he died to it a 4th time. Okay, cool. So we got 6 deaths. 4 of them are to Rage Storm on 1 player. Trying to figure out where the actual buffs are on this UI. Like, I'm a little confused what's going on. We got like nameplates of the enemies underneath the mini map on the top right, but I do not see Sated. I do not see Bloodlust. Now, the cool thing about a lot of dungeons is like, you know, trash typically teaches you some mechanics, right? So this boss has a Blade Storm too. There's Fluffy standing directly next to the Blade Storm, and he's gonna go down again, dude. He's gonna die to the exact same mechanic 5 times in, we're 11 minutes in, dude. 5 deaths to the 1 mechanic, effectively. This one you don't see too often, though, anymore. Savage Charge going out. Guess who it's on? It's on the Fluffy guy, and that's 3, 2, 1. Nobody's soaking it. He ain't surviving it, so that's a rough start for the Fluffy guy. All right, here we go into the second part of the dungeon, and I honestly think this is the first time I've ever seen this. This guy's actually going left. I don't even really know what goes on the left side, to be honest. Like, I've actually never really seen this. All I could tell you right now is this is probably why people don't go left. Watch this again. I just don't even know what happens here. The Demon Hunter's like creeping. I don't even know what he does. He leaps over there. Here comes the Rep Pally. 3, 2, 1, boom. That guy's just toast. Like, what even is that? What does that guy die to? I have no idea. The DK, who's now died 5, he's pretty much been hit by every single Blade Storm. Like, let's just put it that way. He dodged the one when it was just single mob, but otherwise every Blade Storm in the dungeon on the boss and the trash has hit him to some degree. He hasn't died to all of them, but if this was a higher key, he would be dead every single time it comes out. That's the guy who's now saying he said mana tank. So yeah, the shaman said mana before, but like if you watch, absolutely no bearing on anything. Like the shaman's done drinking, he's ready to walk up there. But this is gonna set the stage for the rest of the key now, this kind of comment. Whatever this poison dot is, my god, it's just owning them. Like they're almost wiping. Look at this. This pack is is at like sub 1 million health total, and they're gonna wipe to this almost. It's getting a bit ridiculous now, but he does hover over the deaths there. Couple deaths from ourselves here as well, but look at Fluffy. Look at 8 minutes, 40, 9 minutes, 50, 11 minutes, 11 minutes. So healer's gonna die to that extra mob getting pulled and everything, and again, the Demon Hunter's just gonna, like, literally does not care. Like, the healer is now back at the start of the dungeon. Guy released, like, total release, and he's just gonna keep going. Again, another patrol. Like, I don't know if the guy just doesn't even know what's in this area or what, but, like, to me, this looks like an incredibly dangerous pack, especially to be doing without a healer when you guys have pretty much, like, wiped to this whole area already. Yeah, things are not going well at all, but there's still plenty of time to salvage this. Like, it's a low key. So the DK, he says, we won't make time if you all keep standing and shit. And this is why I love low keys. Like, you're not going to see something like this where the guy gets hit by every single blade storm in an entire dungeon and then is saying other people need to play better. And then, like, of course, like, the insecurities that are everywhere in the game nowadays, the shaman immediately thinks he's talking about him. He goes, I was not. It's poison. Maybe a low-key dig at the other guy's not getting rid of the poison. But then, it's more amazing comments being said. I feel like once you get 14 and up keys, people start looking for carries or not paying attention. It's so frustrating as a healer because I want to exceed. Like, I put in the fucking work. DPS should too. DK says, I put in the work, bro. I dodged every one of those whirlwinds. Because I'm just frustrated this morning, guys. I'm sorry. It's not you. It says I'm 426 and can't get past a 15. Oh boy. I can imagine, like, they can be incredibly frustrating. If you're, like, straight up, like, stuck in low keys, like, I can't even imagine that. Like, sub 20, that's probably very frustrating. I can't even imagine it. Like, watch this death there. Demon Hunter is gonna go over there, grab that. The guy on the spider, that's the death knight again. He just, watch it again. He's just on his mount. It's like, mobs have been aggroed. The guy's up there at the very top of the screen, and he just gets killed by a stealthy. He goes, I forgot about those two stealthies. Demon Hunter says, let me lead, Lameo. I can see them. I don't think he was trying to get out ahead of the tank there. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, based on the comments and what's happening in this dungeon, I don't think he was trying to lead. So the shaman brings it up. They have not bloodlusted yet. They are 29 minutes into the dungeon. I was thinking, like, they might have bloodlusted on the trash, but the guy pulled, like, one pack at a time for the first 10 minutes. And the guy's even asking about it. Like, this is the thing that really gets on my nerves. If you're playing a class with it and you gotta ask about it, that's on you, right? Like, you should know when there are times to bloodlust, and especially if you're now 30 minutes into the dungeon and you haven't done it, that's a serious issue. Like, that's something that you need to work on as a player. There's not really that many options, like, you know what I mean? Even if you just straight up use it on cooldown, that's better than never using it and then just, like, asking about it halfway through the dungeon. We're getting up to the home stretch here. This trash is, I guess, pretty dangerous here. We have Rotting Surge, more swirlies, more stuff for the DK to dodge. He's not gonna do it. I love this though. Watch this. 3, 2, 1, swirl, boom, guy doesn't even really try to dodge. Then he goes, dang, what the hell? This place must just be rough this week. That's a really bad week for this dungeon. A lot of extra mechanics that you have to dodge, definitely. Demon Hunter goes, this and Vortex suck ass. He goes, I timed a 14 and never again. Okay, here we go. Rotting Surge. 3, 2, 1, boom. That guy stands in it this time. Other guy backpedals into another mob. Those swirls are pretty dangerous. They like straight up one shot. Even if I get hit on, I'm an actual blood DK, it just like straight up one shots you. But like, look at how much damage he takes. Boom. These swirls are just claiming lives. And the funniest part is they're like talking about it like 503k I got hit by that, bro. This dungeon's too hard. It's like, what? No, what? You just got hit by a swirl. Like, what? He goes, what the actual fuck? There's no warning. It's coming. It's like, what? Like, it's an actual swirl. Like, it's just a mechanic. The game has millions of these types of mechanics. I don't even know what happens there though, by the way. Like, oh, okay, yeah, so he gets back as the other guy dies, so now the mob's just like instantly aggro on him because he's the only one up here. Now the tank's starting. Now this is like, this whole time this has just been kind of funny, but this is why I'm making the video. What's about to come up right now. The tank, don't forget, like all the things that have been said in the dungeon now, right? He goes, why are there 3 hexers sitting at 3% health for like 10 fucking minutes? Think about what just got said, right? It's like, do you do damage? Like, are you do you have the ability to do DPS as a tank, right? Like, absurdities aside, like let's actually go back to that. So here's the pull again. Everybody's getting hit by the swirls, talking about being unable to survive these dodgeable mechanics. Like, straight up, that guy's like just straight up standing in it. Here's the tank, right? The orange mark is on his head. Watch this. Dodging swirls, moving out of circles, backpedals into more trash. Another death there from the evoker, so we can't see exactly what occurs, but you can see the bars on the left. half. More deaths coming. Healer's dead again. DK is dead again. Only one alive right now is the Demon Hunter. And he's right. There's a single mob at like 1% health. He ends up finishing it. The Paladin's still here. That guy like bubbles or something. I don't know how he's alive right now, but he dies. Then the Demon Hunter says, why are there 3 Hexers sitting at 3% health for 10 fucking minutes? What are you even talking? Like, what the fuck are you even saying? None of that happened. You backpedaled into more trash and got the rest of the group killed who didn't already die. And if that was true, like that would be your problem. Like if you can't kill a mob from 3% health in 10 minutes, like what are you playing it as well? Or are you just here watching? I don't know. His comments are so weird. Keeler says, I'm just glad we made it to the end, honestly. Frosty K like throws out Syndrago. So here we go. Rage Storm coming. It's the whole dungeon. Now's his time to shine. 3, 2, 1. He's moved out of the Rage Storm. That guy gets hit by the swirl though. He dodges the Rage Storm. You can see him over there, big circle, but he gets hit by the other swirl. Boom, down. 2 just massive swirls on that guy's corpse. Dude, hey, if I was the enemies in this dungeon, I would be targeting him too. That's a good choice from them. DK gets back. He says, well, it's not like we didn't have the damage, presumably talking about to upgrade it. It's like, yeah, no, you're right. You had the damage. You just die to shit like this all the time. Look at this. Rage Storm, 3, 2, 1, dead again. I mean, dude, how many actual deaths is that to the Rage Storm? Oh my god. And the guy's still like complaining about it. He's like, fuck. It's like, what is going on? If you look at his actual damage recap from any type of Blade Storm, probably like more than the actual tank took like melee damage. But we're not done. We got a little bit more here. And now this is it. When I first looked at this clip, this is why I made the video, okay? Pay attention. Watch what's about to happen here, okay? Just look at the screen right now. This guy's talking about something. This guy's dead, needs a res. Guess who doesn't give a fuck? Like that, he does not give a actual fuck, dude. Demon Hunter just goes in, like pulls the boss while one person's dead. The other guy's trying to res him. And now look at this. I don't know how they even survived that, but the healer goes, can I have a battle res? It's like, bro, this is not. You're not getting a battle res. Just insane cluelessness. You do not see this anywhere but low keys. Shaman says, tank, you gotta wait till we're all in there to pull, silly. It's just insane. Like, I mean, I just can't even imagine like this kind of stuff being said. He goes, why are we moving so slow? Like we don't still get rating. And he's talking about like trying to get score from an untimed key, which I kind of have some respect for. Do you actually not know that one of your players is dead? Like I like that's something. Like what? That's something. That's something. He goes, yeah, someone was dead. I was rezzing. The guy goes, 39 deaths. Like if that, it's like, yeah, because I mean, let's not even get onto that. You don't see that very often where the guy actually like pulls a boss with a player dead. You do not see that very often, but it's finally going to come to a head. Oh yeah. Okay. So he demands a bloodlust. 42 minutes into the dungeon, our first bloodlust has gone out. Of course, just like the whirlwind mechanic, there's now some big area to dodge on this dungeon. So DK's just like straight up standing in that. Here it comes again. It's going to pass over him. That dude's like just not even really getting out of that. Here comes again the choking rod, just like directly on top of the boss. DK is just like not. He's too slow, bro. It's just hard to dodge as a DK. Like 4 stacks on the tank this time. We got the totem up. Nobody's switching to it. The melee are still attacking the boss. Like the melee are just literally still attacking the boss. Well, mostly the DK. The paladin's over there, but the DK is just straight up attacking the boss. Same as the evoker right now. They're just attacking the boss, not attacking the totem. Don't worry, totem goes down. 5 stacks on the Death Knight right now. But they have battle reses. They're gonna try to recover. Tank almost gets killed there, but he does live through it. So much harder to kill this totem when you have a player dead. And now we have a lot of damage coming out, but it's a low key, so the healer's able to keep them up. They get the totem down. Again, demon, like literally that dude is just tanking that rock cloud. Like I guess, you know, a lot of people probably don't realize it. Like once he starts casting it, you can actually move out of it. It's definitely should never take a single tick of this. Evoker also got hit by it. Now we have like kind of like a last ditch effort to kind of get it here. We have a second totem coming out here. Obviously everybody but the tank and the rep pally are dead, and they are gonna wipe at 5.3%. Now, just remember everything that's happened in the dungeon when we make this comment here. He goes, what on God's green flat earth was that pedestrian effort? Pedestrian. Yeah, you remember the time when he stood in the circle for 4 stacks consecutively? So he goes, is this your key? He goes, sure isn't. Now, Vanilla, Actually, healer, great advice here. He goes, if it's not your key, then stop complaining. Well, Demon Hunter doesn't quite like that. He goes, what logic is that? Not much logic being applied to anything about this dungeon, but yeah. This is a guy also who like charged in, like straight up used like the hunt or whatever, and just gets everybody hit by the poison as they're standing out here waiting for watch. He's gonna do it again, I bet. Yeah, see this guy's out here typing? Look at these guys are out here typing. Fluffy dies to that. He's out there fucking standing still, and the tank just goes and pulls. Oh my god, man. This is just the best key yet. This is the funniest key of the season. WTF, dude. See every time. What? You end up four-personing this. Cause what? You were typing. Like that was a pretty quick pull there. Demon Hunter problems right there, honestly. But yeah, that was kind of your fault, bro. Hey, Fluffy. Come on, man. It's hard. You're hard to defend right now, dude. It's just kind of wild though, like watching these guys just like straight up not move out of this or just like stand in it and just kind of really react slowly to it. Like 3, 2, 1, just rolls over the shaman there. Like, what's he doing? And then on top of that, Totem not dying. So it's like, man, I'm actually shocked that they're able to survive this, but they don't. Yeah, people dying here and another full wipe, but at least they're patient, right? He goes, I swear to God, we're going to finish this. The guy says, for what? A whopping 0 rating? Yeah. What are your eye levels? He goes, it's not an item level problem, you dipshit. The two most like clueless players in the world argue with each other. That's like my favorite thing. Like honestly, dude, that is like the #1 thing I love seeing in keys. Now, Dusavis is about to drop some truth bombs. He goes, calls me a dipshit, dies in the first 3 seconds of the boss fight. Could you imagine being this fucking clueless? It's actually insane, dude. Yeah, because you didn't wait for everyone to be in there. And then he goes, get the fuck behind the boss, you mongoloid. I was like, what are you talking about? These keys are so good. He goes, I bet $20 you die again. Okay, everyone is here. He's gonna he slash waves at everybody just to like, that's just like a power move. Like, hey, everybody's here at this time, right? Watch me stand in the choking fucking cloud for 2 stacks. Yo, 3 stacks. Here we go. Yeah, this is the guy talking shit, by the way. Like when I opened this and like looked at this clip, this is what I saw. I saw this last boss. I kind of just skimmed to the end, be like, okay, how many deaths? Blah, blah, blah. I see 50 deaths, not killing totems. People just standing in this, that was the key. Like, that's why I wanted to record this. That's why I love low keys in general. But the whole dungeon was just marvelous. Like, an absolutely marvelous effort from all of these guys to just make pure hilarity for us. I mean, like, I really don't think you could handle, look at this guy. He ran through it. Like, I don't think you could handle that cloud worse. I really don't think it could be handled any actually, like, worse. But eventually, the pedestrian effort turns into a successful run, and they get it done. The guy says, give me the $20. He wants the 20. He didn't die in that fight that time. He wants his money. I don't think he's going to get it, buddy. But that is it. That key is just an absolute marvel. Probably the funniest key I've seen submitted to me. If you guys are out there running low keys, please record them. If you see this hilarity, send them my way. When we talk about recording, like, you see why it's that important, right? You have 2 different players, actually really the whole group, but yeah, kind of the shaman also, and then the DK and the demon hunter talking about things that they are just utterly oblivious on. Like, but if they just had the recording and they could look back at it, it would be so beyond obvious. Like, I watched that guy die to a whirlwind so many times that it stops being funny. It's like to the point where it's like, this isn't funny anymore. And the same thing with the demon hunter. Like, the dude is doing the dumbest things possible in every fight, and then he's talking shit. So you need to record your runs and then look back at them, and then you'll be able to tell what's actually going on, and you'll probably feel bad about it, and you won't talk shit to the next group that you suck in. Like, this is how you get better at the game. This is how you get better at keys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We got some great content coming up here. See you guys there.